Have you ever noticed that the word family sounds very simple, but when you try to talk about it in English, your mind suddenly feels empty? You know the feelings, you know the memories, but the words feel far away. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the English Learning Podcast channel. I'm James, and today we're not just learning English. Today, we are opening the door to our homes, our hearts, and our everyday family life. Amelia is here with me, and Amelia, when you hear the word family, what is the first feeling that comes to you?
Hi, everyone. I'm Amelia. And James, when I hear the word family, I feel warmth first. Not a big, dramatic warmth, but a quiet one, like sitting in a room where someone is cooking and you don't even see them, but you feel safe. Many learners tell me they can talk about work, food, or travel in English, but when it comes to family, they stop. They say, "My English is not good enough." Today, we are going to change that feeling, slowly, gently, like a calm conversation at home.
Exactly, Amelia. And dear listeners, please remember, you do not need perfect English to talk about your family. You need honest English, simple English, English that feels real. Today, we will talk slowly, we will repeat ideas, and we will tell small stories, just like real life. So take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and imagine you are sitting with us, listening, and speaking with confidence.
James, before we talk about parents, children, or daily life, I want to ask you something very simple. What does family mean to you? Not in a dictionary way, but in a real way.
That's a beautiful question. For me, family means people who know me when I am quiet and when I am tired. People who see me before I say anything. When I talk about my family in English, I don't use big words. I say things like, "My family supports me," or "My family worries about me." These are simple sentences, but they carry a lot of emotion.
I love that, James. And listeners, you can pause the video later and practice saying one sentence like that. My family supports me, or my family is important to me. You don't need a long speech. Family life is made of small moments, and English becomes easier when we talk about small moments.
Yes, Amelia, many learners think they must explain everything at once, but family life is not one big story. It is many small stories. A morning together, a short phone call, a small argument, a quiet dinner. Today, we will walk through these moments together, slowly, in simple English. Let's start with parents. This is often the easiest place to begin, but also the most emotional. Amelia, how do you usually talk about your parents in English?
I keep it very natural, James. I say, my mother is very caring, or my father works very hard. These sentences are easy, but they sound real. When learners try to use very advanced words, they feel nervous, but when they use simple words, they feel strong.
That's true. When I talk about my parents, I often tell a small story. For example, I say, "My mother wakes up early every day. She makes tea, and the house feels alive." This is not difficult English, but it paints a picture.
Exactly. And listeners, notice how James speaks slowly and clearly. You can copy that style. You can say, my father comes home late. He looks tired, but he smiles at us. This is family life. This is real English.
And it's okay if your family is different. Maybe you live far from your parents. Maybe you only talk on the phone. You can say, "I talk to my parents every week," or "I miss my parents." These sentences are simple, but very powerful.
James, let's talk about brothers and sisters. This is where stories become fun, sometimes sweet, sometimes funny, sometimes a little difficult.
Oh yes, when I talk about my siblings, I always smile. I might say, "My sister talks a lot," or "My brother is very quiet." These are easy sentences, but they open the door to longer stories.
And stories are perfect for learning English. For example, you can say, when we were children, we fought a lot. Now we understand each other more. This sentence shows time, change, and feeling, all in simple English.
That's right. And listeners, you don't need to be dramatic. You can say, "We argue sometimes, but we care about each other." That is honest family English.
Family life is not perfect, and your English does not need to be perfect either. It only needs to be true.
Now let's move into daily life. This is very important because daily life is what people ask about in real conversations. Amelia, how would you describe a normal day at home?
I would say, in the morning, we eat breakfast together. Everyone is quiet. In the evening, we talk more. These are short sentences, but they feel natural. When learners try to speak fast, they feel stressed. When they speak slowly, they feel confident.
Yes, I often say, after dinner, we sit together. Sometimes we talk, sometimes we watch TV. This sounds like real life because real life is not exciting every minute.
And that's okay. English is not only for exciting stories, English is for normal life. And when you can talk about normal life, your confidence grows.
Amelia, we should also talk about something important. Family life is not always easy. How can learners talk about problems in a simple, safe way?
That's a very important point, James. You don't need strong words. You can say, sometimes we disagree, or we had a difficult time. These sentences are gentle and clear.
Yes, and you can add hope. You can say, "We talked about it," or "We are trying to understand each other." This shows growth and maturity.
Listeners, notice how these sentences are calm. When you speak calmly, people listen more, and you feel more comfortable speaking English.
For many listeners, family life also means children. Amelia, how do you talk about children in English?
I keep it very warm. I say, my child makes me smile, or I worry about my children's future. These sentences are simple, but full of emotion.
And you can talk about hopes. You can say, "I want my children to be happy," or "I want them to learn and grow." This is beautiful, clear English.
When you talk about the future, don't rush. Speak slowly. Let each word breathe.
As we come closer to the end of today's conversation, I want our listeners to feel one thing: confidence. Amelia, what would you like to say to them?
I want to say this. Your family story matters. Even if your English is simple, your story is strong. Speak slowly, use easy words, and don't be afraid of silence. Silence is part of natural conversation.
That's wonderful. And remember, family English is not about grammar tests. It's about connection. When you speak from the heart, people understand you.
Practice one small sentence today, just one, and tomorrow add another. This is how fluency grows.
Thank you, Amelia. And thank you to everyone listening. This is James,
And I'm Amelia.
and this is the English Learning Podcast channel, where English feels like home. See you next time. Sometimes, when people ask about family life, they are really asking about traditions, small habits, things that happen again and again. Amelia, do you think family traditions are important when learning how to speak English?
Yes, James, very important, because traditions are easy to describe, and they help learners speak longer without feeling afraid. For example, you can say, every Friday we eat together, or on holidays, my family visits relatives. These sentences are simple, but they open many doors for conversation.
I agree. When I talk about my family traditions, I feel calm. I might say, on Sundays, we wake up late. We have breakfast together. We talk slowly. This sounds peaceful, and the English is very clear.
And listeners, notice something special here. James is using the present tense. This is very helpful for beginners. You don't need to worry about many grammar rules. Just talk about what usually happens.
Yes, and you can add feelings too. You can say, "This time makes me happy," or "I feel relaxed with my family." These feelings make your English sound warm and human.
James, let's talk about celebrations, birthdays, holidays, and special family days. People love to hear about these things.
They really do, and they are easy to explain in simple English. For example, I can say, "On my birthday, my family cooks special food," or "We sit together and laugh." You don't need big words to make a strong picture.
Exactly. You can also say, we don't celebrate in a big way, and that's okay too. Simple English is honest English.
Sometimes learners feel shy because their celebrations are quiet, but quiet celebrations are beautiful. You can say, we stay at home, we talk, we feel close. That's family life.
And when you talk about celebrations, your voice can change a little too. You can sound happy, you can sound thankful. This helps your speaking sound natural.
Another part of family life is sharing space. Living together is not always easy, but it teaches us a lot. Amelia, how can learners talk about this?
They can keep it very simple. They can say, we live in a small house, or we share rooms. These are clear sentences. Then they can add feelings like, sometimes it is difficult, but we understand.